God. They're teaching you that God's laws are done away with. Continue on, please.
For this sort.
Right? And what happened to our people? Did they diminish? Were they spoiled? Our state of our people was destroyed, even more than it was.
Stop. Our people, God say, you draw near to the Most High God. With what? With their what?
With their mouth.
Oh, I love God. I love Jesus. I know God. I know Jesus. Right? But look at what God says.
And with their lips do honor me.
Bopping the gums. The majority of our people that come, they bop their gums like they know God. But go ahead.
But have removed their heart far from me.
Now, when the Bible says move your heart, it's talking about your mind. Okay? How did they move it behind? Because your mind is not on the laws of God. Because the churches teach that God's laws were done away with. That's where a lot of that confusion is. And I believe the Most High is revealing to me right now that that's what they taught you.
That's right.
That's why you don't agree when it says God says that a woman should not wear pants. That's a law that God came up for. What? Jesus died on the cross for everybody. We don't have to do those anymore. But check it out.
That's a lie.
Okay.
And their fear toward me.
Their what?
Their fear.
Stop. We just read in Psalms chapter 11:10 about the fear of the Lord, right? Right? How was your fear taught to you? Go ahead.
And their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men.
A man taught you how to believe. And what man taught you that? The so-called white man. They're the ones that run Catholic churches. Okay? They taught you how to read the Bible. They taught you what the Bible. But as you see, when we bringing out these scriptures, that this is nothing like how they teaching you there. You understand what I'm saying? So the fact goes back to this, is that you have to keep God's laws. Let me get 1 John chapter 3. Hold on, 1 John, one more. Let me get you one more. Chapter 2, verse 3 and 4. Listen to this. I just want you have to know this. You have to know this as you leave. So take this, let this marinate while you walking down the street. Listen to this.
The book of 1 John chapter 2 verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him.
So the Bible's about to tell you how you know God or not. Ready for this? Read.
If we keep his commandments.
Stop. We already explained to you. Put on a dress. That's God's commandment. You get what I'm saying? All those types. You following? Listen.
He that saith I know him and keepeth not his commandments.
So when you go around talking about you know God and you still wearing those pants from this day forward, listen.
Is a liar. And the truth is not in him.
This God's calling you a liar, and the truth is not in you.
That's right.
Listen, real quick. As you walk, just check it out.
The book of John, chapter 15, verse 14. Ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you.
You hear what Christ said? Are those red letters? They did teach you what red letter mean, right? Red letter means this is Christ speaking himself. So this is coming straight out of Christ's mouth. One more time for the sister.
The book of John, chapter 15, verse 14.
Bring it out.
Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you.
So you want to be a friend of Christ? You want to be Christ's friend? You want to be obedient? You don't want to be that liar who's just speaking not knowing the truth? Then keep the commandments, sis. And one of those commandments is stop wearing them damn pants. All right?
You guys have classes or anything like that?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. I am. Excuse me, my sister. My sister. What's your nationality, sis? Let me get that in Leviticus, man. All you sisters out there, you blacks, Hispanic and Native American sisters, running around, putting all kinds of craziness in your hair. Why? We understand. You don't love yourself. You want to look like your oppressor. But God has commandments of what to do and what not to do. Let's bring that out, soldier.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 13, verse 30. Then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean.
If there be in it what?
A yellow thin hair.
A yellow thin hair. This is for you blacks Hispanics, and Native American women especially. But it's also for some of you men. Because I see some of you guys in the ghettos, you want to look like Cisco and the rest of these weirdos on national television. The Bible says that if it's a thin yellow hair, you are unclean. Go ahead.
Right. Then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry scar, even a leprosy upon the head or beard.
It is a leprosy, meaning it's unclean. My brother, do you know who you are according to the Bible? Come here for a second. Just give me 1 second. Who are you according to the Bible?
God, black God.
You're God?
Sure.
Black God?
Yeah.
So how come our neighborhoods are in this condition that we in?
Because ain't no one standing up on who they are.
But you're God. So you should be able to just get our neighborhoods back into order, right?
That's right. Nah, that ain't how I go down.
But no, hold on. So are you God or are you not God?
I'm a God, yes I am.
So explain to me how you're a God.
Because that's what I'm born as, an Aboriginal black man.
An Aboriginal black man.
Yes, I am.
Was your ancestors came on the slave ships?
No, they did.
What's your nationality?
I'm black.
What's that? What country is that?
America.
America?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, what is your nationality?
American.
Hosea 4:6. What is your nationality? You're American?
Yeah.
You know where the name America comes from?
But,
Americo Vespucci, an Italian sailor. He was a white man. So what's your nationality?
I'm American.
So you're white?
No, I'm not.
But you just said, I'm confused. Help me out, brother.
Well, I'm gonna help you out.
Help me
I'll
out.
tell you like this. Them European people came on this continent over here and they flipped it all around. But this is God's earth.
This is God's earth.
Yeah,
Okay.
This is God's foundation. They came and built.
So you believe in God?
Yes, I do.
But you said you was God.
Yeah, I am.
So how do you believe in God?
Because I'm a direct image of Him.
All right, listen to this.
Okay.
Read.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Stop. God said his people, which you admit that you are his people, right? You're destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
Okay.
What knowledge are we destroyed because we don't have?
It is knowledge.
What knowledge is that?
Knowledge of self.
Knowledge of self? Let me get that in Malachi 2:7. We're going to show you the knowledge that the Bible's talking about that our people as a people lack. I'm not picking, I just chose, I was brand new, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad, you stepped up, humble spirit. You see what I'm saying? But we want to show you something. Listen to this.
The book of Malachi, chapter 2, verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
To keep what?
Knowledge.
And what is knowledge?
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
The what?
The law at his mouth.
God's laws are the knowledge that we lack today. Okay? So we are out here teaching blacks, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who they truly are according to the scriptures. What God calls them. You are an Israelite from the Bible. Did you know that? No, obviously you didn't know that, but I'm explaining that to you. You are an Israelite. Did your ancestors come over here on them slave ships?
Nope.
Well, so how did your ancestors get here?
My ancestors were already here, brother.
Yeah, so your ancestors were the Native Americans.
Yeah, they were already here, brother.
Native Americans? You're Native American. So you are from the tribe of Gad? According to the Bible. You see, so where's that sign at? This is the sign of the 12 tribes, brother. You have to be from one of those places. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we fulfill all that. Did you know that this prophecy was all prophesied in the Bible from our forefathers? Do you know how your ancestors got over here?
Yeah, brother. I'm coming from the teachers that we already got here. I'm trying to explain to you, we already here. They ain't got here.
No.
How did they arrive, brother? They arrived.
Let me get that in
We've been here, brother.
Second Ezra's. Let me show you something, because you're not getting it. I don't think you have this knowledge.
I don't think you are trying to obtain the knowledge I'm trying to give to you,
but
brother.
You
they
can't
arrived here.
If it's not
God's
God,
see, but you coming
listen,
from
what we're trying to explain.
And an explanation of what they taught you.
No, it's not about. This has nothing to do with the white man. Listen to this.
Telling you,
listen to
this is America. This is Africa.
Second Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40.
Listen.
Those are the 10 tribes.
Listen, stop. 10 tribes. You got, bring me that sign. 10 tribes. I want to show you something. You got Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which consist of the southern kingdom of Israel. Then you have the rest of these tribes, which are considered the 10 tribes, which you say that you come from this tribe, which are the Native American Indians. Okay? But we're going to show you how the Native American Indians, before the white man set foot over here, we know that this ain't his land. We're with you on that. We're not talking, and this ain't his book. Because if it was his book, it wouldn't condemn him. But listen to this. Read.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanessar, the king of Assyria, led away captive.
Our people went into several captivities. Our first captivity was in Egypt, Africa. Yes, we were enslaved by native Africans more than once in our history. So, after Egypt, when Moses delivered us out of Egypt by the hand of God, when Babylon took over, that's the second captivity. Then we went into captivity with Assyria. This happened during the Assyrian captivity. This is in the scriptures and it's in history books. Read.
And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
Check this out. You see this? They traveled down to come to another land. The other land is this. So let's read it what it sounds like from the scriptures. Read.
But they took this counsel among themselves,
okay,
that they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
So your forefathers got together and said, you know what? We want to leave the multitude of the heathen. Okay, we just got out of this captivity, which was under King Cyrus, because the southern kingdom was free and the northern kingdom was free. We decided to stay on the east. But your forefathers, if you are Native American, your forefathers decided to leave. This is what they talked about. Read.
And go forth into a further country.
They wanted to go forth into a further country. Go ahead.
Where never mankind dwelt.
Where never mankind dwelt. Go ahead.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Which was God's laws, God's statutes, God's commandments. That they didn't get to keep over there. They wanted to come over to a new land to keep God's statutes. But go ahead.
And they entered
a certain level so that they were able to travel. Go ahead.
Till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
So it took your forefathers a year and a half by water to get over to where? Go ahead.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsareth.
It's called what?
Arsareth.
Listen to this.
Now this is from the Jewish Encyclopedia, right? Remember the name you just read? It's Arsareth. Arsareth. The name Arsareth, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of men, in which the 10 tribes of Israel dwell, observing the law of Moses, until the time of restoration, according to Esdras, which is what they're reading. Columbus identified America with this land. So, Christopher Columbus knew who was living here because he read this.
Psalms chapter 50. Because God even said that the so-called white man should have never put their palms on this book. Okay? They wanted to teach us, you know, servitude and slavery and all those types of things. But our slavery was prophesied in the Bible. Moses told us that if we disobeyed God's laws, that these things will happen to us. So how are we going to get out of this situation? But listen to this. Check this out. Psalms 50 and Yep.
The book of Psalms, chapter 50, verse 16.
Bring it out.
But unto the wicked God saith,
unto the white man, listen.
What hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
So God is saying, who do you have to declare my statutes? Which is these laws, these books, you understand? Read.
But unto the wicked God saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Keep going.
Seeing thou hatest instruction.
Because they hate instruction. They're not willing to do these laws, statutes, and commandments in this Bible. We're going to do it. 1/3 of us are going to repent, brother. 2/3 are going to be destroyed. You need to know that. Read.
And castest my words behind thee.
So when we come out with God's true words, the white man, this ain't his book, because he can cast it right behind him. He don't want to do nothing that this Bible says. Go ahead.
When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him.
When he saw us a what?
a thief, then thou consentest with him.
Were not the Portuguese, the Spanish, the English, were they not all in confederacy together?
That's right.
Were they not all, when Christopher Columbus came over here and started to steal, didn't the rest of them want to wet their greedy palms? Read.
And has been partaker with adulterers.
Okay, go ahead.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit.
They talk so much trash about you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, but yet you always want to cling to them.
That's right.
Read.
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son.
Why did he say that? Because Jacob and Esau were brothers.
That's right.
Esau is the progenitor of the so-called red white man. You understand what I'm saying? Jacob is your forefather. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So technically, yes, we are brother. Read that verse again.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speak against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son.
So how do they slander us? By calling us criminals, by saying that we all thieves, taking our lands. Read.
These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself.
So how does the white man think that God was as himself? You see that image here? You see this image that they've been pushing for hundreds of years, telling our people that's the destruction of our people right there. So when we on the same note on that, what we trying to get you, brother, is to let you know that no, you're not black. No, you're not so-called God. You are a child of God. You are the children of Israel. Our king, we are the children of the king. So yeah, you're right in that aspect. But God said that we're gods, but we're gonna let me get that in Psalms. But we're gonna die like men. Okay? We lost our Godship. You know why? Because we were not keeping God's laws, His statutes, His commandments. Alright? So we lost that Godship. And let me explain to you why. Let's hear what God's got to say about it. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 6.
So you were almost right. Listen.
I have said, ye are God.
God said that we're what?
Ye are God.
We're what?
Gods.
God said that we're gods.
Yeah, that's right.
Read.
And all of you are children of the Most High.
But we're the children of the Most High. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
That's right.
You are the children of the Most High God.
That's right.
Read.
But ye shall die like men.
But we're gonna die like men. Why? Because we broke His laws, we broke His statutes, we broke His commandments. Just look in our neighborhoods. This is the solution. This is why I ask you, well, what's the solution? Can we go to the land of black? Please, what country in Africa did we come from? You understand? We ran from Africa, from Jerusalem in 70 AD, and we stayed in Africa for 1,000 years. And the Arabs and the white man sold us into slavery. But let's read that out, the scriptures. We got that in the book of Joel.
The book of Joel,
Check this
chapter
out.
3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
So when God takes away the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, you got the southern kingdom, the northern kingdom, Judah and Israel. Read.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
So at that time, when God is waking us up, no, very soon, brother, God's going to gather the nations. He going to gather the nations. But why is He going to gather the nations? For destruction. Read.
And will plead with them there for my people.
And He's not going to be pleading them, oh, please, Chinese man, oh, please, white man, let my people go. He's going to destroy them.
That's right.
Read.
And for my heritage, Israel.
You hear that? For His heritage, who?
Israel.
Who?
Israel.
No, black man.
Israel.
Israel. Read.
Whom they have scattered among the nations.
We're at all four corners of the nations. England, we're in China, we're in Africa, we're everywhere. We're an island for crying out loud. Read.
And parted my land.
They did what?
Parted my land.
Those people over there who claiming that they're Jews, they're not the Jews of the Bible. They're imposters.
That's
God
right.
said that they departed, they divided His land. Read.
And they have cast lots for my people.
And how they cast lots?
Oh, I have 50 over here. 50, 50, 50, 55, I'll go 55. I've got 50, 50, 55, give me 60, you'll give me 70, 75, 50. I got a 70, 70, you'll give me an 80, 80, 80 over here. 100, 115, 115 once. Twice. Sold, Sir Robert Calvert of Virginia.
They cast lots for his people. This is what they did to us. Read.
And they have cast lots for my people. And have given a boy for an harlot.
They gave a boy for an harlot, using them to breed, to make more slave children.
There it is. From here you get a bird's eye view of a business that's going lickety-split. Where it happened was cotton and tobacco went sick, and it was either fish or cut bait. There was no question which I'd do. I turned this plantation into a breeding farm. And I must say it was a timely move, because right after that, they passed a new law prohibiting the importation of African Negroes. And of course, that sent the market sky high.
Pa! Hey, Pa! Mr. Wilson's coming!
Hey there, Mr. Bighorn. I brought my winch.
All right. Fetch her here. You've been keeping track of her. You're sure she's in heat?
She's ready for breeding.
Well, I hope so for your sake. You know, Wilson, if she doesn't take the first time, you're not going to like paying another stud fee. How many days ago did she finish?
My missus counted 12. Should be 13 at most with the trip. If you can get her mounted right away, I'll be back on the road in a couple hours.
Is it for me, Pa?
Easy. We'll talk about that when you finish school. Now you go and study.
Doggone.
Is she clean?
Sure enough.
Does she have crabs?
For the love of God, I keep her in the house.
Then she's a virgin?
Of course. You know I've been saving her for Jason.
What? A virgin for a brute like that? He'll split her up the middle.
If he does, I'll sew her up. Come on, Mr. Bighorn. I could have serviced this wench 2 feet from my own back door for $50. If I've traveled 60 miles up country, and I'm paying you $200 cash on the barrelhead, it means I want Jason's seed. Anyway, it's my risk, the way I see it. She's my worry.
All right. That's your business.
Jason, the three-legged stallion.
Hi, Daddy.
How's old Mr. Bighorn's arthritis these days?
A little better, since he's been draining it out of him and into the niggers.
You can't beat them nigger cubs for curing the arthritis.
Could be, but then I find myself with a litter of crippled pups. Look there.
Where?
Down that box.
Why?
I don't know. These journalists always want you to look into that damned hole.
Read.
And so the girl for wine.
I don't need to tell you what they did to the little girls for wine, them nasty Africans. Read.
That they might drink. Yea. And what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Which are Africans.
Read. And all the coast of Palestine.
Which are Arabs. Read.
Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head.
What God is saying is, are you going to pay me back for choosing to blast Hispanics and Native Americans to be my holy people? Are you going to do something to my children because I chose them? Well, guess what? If you do that, this is what's going to happen to you. Swiftly, I'm going to put that recompense back on your own head.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
All our knowledge, brother, all our history books, they got them. They're there. They cost thousands and thousands of dollars to get them. In England and in Europe and Russia, all over these places, they got our history. They got our gold. In the Vatican, they got our cups. Every time you see that nasty, old, wrinkly, old Pope guy drinking out of a gold cup, that's ours. You understand? Read.
The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem.
The children of Judah, the southern kingdom, and the children of Jerusalem, Israel, read.
Have ye sold unto the Grecians?
Have they done what?
Sold unto the Grecians.
Well, Dan, last time I looked, what color are the Grecians? Who are the Greeks? Read.
That ye might remove them far from their border.
And we were removed far from our border. We were removed far from our border. So I can tell you the history verbal mouth, but we let the scriptures read. You understand? So, you are an Israelite. I don't know what tribe you're from, but you are what your father is. So when you figure that out, what your father is, if he came off of them slave ships, know that you are an Israelite.